Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Tyner, and I'm here to give you your first social studies lesson on the Yokuts Indians. We are going to make a notebook and take some notes each time on a different aspect of the Yokuts Indians. So you will need 4 pieces of computer paper or lined binder paper for this project. It will last several different lessons. So if you need to pause the video now and get your paper, do that. Once you get your paper, I want you to fold it in half like I have here, and you're going to title it Yokuts Indians, which is what I have here on this first slide. So get your paper, go get your pieces of paper and fold them in half, and then come back and we'll get started on our next slide, the first page. Our first page inside, I'll show you my paper booklet. So here's my title, and inside here at the top, you're going to write Yokuts history and underline it. And then we're going to put 6 bullets down, 6 pieces of information with general information about the Yokuts Indians history. And while you write, I am going to type. So the first thing we're going to put on our paper is that the Yokuts were the earliest inhabitants of Kern County. And all that means is that's kind of a fancy academic way of saying that they were the first people to live right here where we live in Bakersfield and in Kern County. That's what earliest inhabitants means, the first people to live here. Our second bullet is going to say that the word Yokuts means the people. So in their language that they spoke, the word Yokuts stood for people. That's where they got their name from. Third bullet, the Yokuts were the only California Indians to divide into tribes. California had several different groups of Indians, but the Yokuts were the only ones to divide into smaller groups or tribes. So think maybe of an Indian group being a whole city, and most of the Indian groups stayed like that, but the Yokuts divided further into tribes, or maybe what we would consider neighborhoods. Each tribe, this is bullet 4, had about 500 people. Bullet 5, we're going to say what the leader of each tribe was called. I bet you can guess. The leader of the tribe was called, can you guess? The chief. The leader was called the chief. And the last bullet for Yokuts history is what we would consider a doctor, but what they called a medicine man, and that was called a shaman or a shaman, depending on pronunciation. So once you have written those 6 bullets, you are done with the Yokuts history, and our next video will be what goes on our next page. So those 6 things are the things you need to remember about the Yokuts history.